Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And this is Castlevania Nocturne.
Yeah, it is.
Season 2, episode number 3. If you want all of our reactions for this series, we got a playlist in the description of this video. Are you ready to do this?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Get to it. If you can't with us on Patreon, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Lady of life, lady of terror, roamer of deserts, wanderer in the wastes.
If we have to, we try again. As it was in the beginning of time, when the furnace of her breath created the desert, so be it now.
Ow.
Mm-hmm.
Come, Sekhmet. Come, ceaseless night. Fill our hearts with joy.
Whoa, what the hell happened to her eyes?
Can you feel her? Can you feel the goddess in you?
God's gonna make you explode. Okay.
Don't think it was a welcome feeling.
You were a poor vessel. Who wants up next?
God, it looked like such a horrible way to die.
Not again.
This shows why Vampire Babe Drolta is so loyal to Elizabeth.
And enamored with her.
Mm-hmm.
She is
She's
the
been searching
chosen
for her
one.
for her entire vampire life.
You couldn't have saved them.
I don't only pick the fights I can win.
Then you're a fool.
No, I'm just not an animal. Why don't you go back to where you belong? I've seen enough too, Olrox. Enough to know that some things are worth dying for, and some things are not.
You made this for me. I used to stare at it when I had trouble sleeping and imagine all the birds taking flight, and I'd always imagine them coming back.
We're lucky when the things we love come back to us.
The sun is setting fast. Does it seem quieter to you?
And there's a smell in the air.
Blood.
Mm-hmm.
The National Guard. Who could have done this? Vampires.
Not in the daylight. Elizabeth will have a new army of night creatures by tomorrow.
Thanks to him.
I have a newfound fondness for this contraption. I was born 3 times. The second time a vampire, and the third, a new and glorious thing.
Oh, it's totally normal when smoke does that.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, it was just a dream.
Are those dreams too?
Those are nightmares.
This is Azabeth's doing.
But we're miles from Mashk.
She has followers everywhere.
Are you just going to leave them behind? They'll be killed if you don't help them.
She's right. We can't just pass them by.
Victor,
Alucard, you might be right, but Richter's doing what is right.
Yeah, because if you're not going to save the people, then what's the point?
Anyone ever tell you not to torment your food?
Nice. Hell yeah. Oh!
It's getting very good with that.
Mm-hmm. And how many did you take out?
I think I killed all of them.
Yesterday, when we were fighting vampires, I might have given our destination away. I was just...
Showing off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, it was stupid, I wasn't thinking.
No, you weren't.
It's just get moving.
Hey, thank you.
Alucard grunted at you. I perceive him as being too refined to grunt, but you got a grunt.
It's
You
cool.
were a captain
Night creature.
in the Revolutionary Army.
Oh, is that why you got the coolest night creature transformation?
I am a new and glorious thing. What were you?
All I dreamed of was the opera. When I sang, people loved me. They whistled and cheered and threw coins at my feet. I wore Parisian silks. I drank champagne, but the world is dark.
Full of terror.
You thought so too. It's why you joined the Revolutionary Army.
Yes, to purge the world of monsters.
And now I've become one.
But here we are.
Maria!
You're hovering, mother. Ooh, no, thank you.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. Absolutely not.
Maybe I'm making monsters, like my father. It's my fault all of this happened. My fault for going back to the Abbey. My fault that you're...
None of this is your fault. It was my job to keep you safe, and I'd do it again 1,000 times. This is the place where I first taught you to call creatures from other worlds, to harness your magic. Do you remember when I told you that? I taught you that magic is subtle as a blade, that it has two sides.
But it can be used for survival or slaughter. Maybe I've learned everything I need to know about survival.
Alucard is on his way to Paris. Soon, Sekhmet will be whole again.
And I will be whole.
Oh, look. He's hoping for a reward. It would be my pleasure.
Don't think it'll be yours, dude.
Hail, Keeper of Light, Mother of the Dead. Aurochs. Once again, I find myself wondering where you've been.
Admiring the brutality with which you slaughtered the Revolutionary Army. What did he do?
He was making a heartfelt display of his loyalty. And it occurs to me, Aurochs, that you have done no such thing.
Nor does he intend to.
What have you ever sacrificed, Aurochs? What would you die for?
Or who?
Only you.
If you love me, Aurochs, you can wear it on your face.
Alright, I guess it is gonna happen.
I didn't think he'd allow it.
I didn't think he would either. But she's amassed so much power now, and he's kind of got to.
And yet, here we stand.
What are you doing here, Miss Wreck?
To remind you that even at the final hour, the thief repented and was forgiven.
How would I repent? Barter back my soul? She'll kill me if I disobey her.
The man I knew was never afraid to die.
You wouldn't question me if you glimpsed what I have of the other side. Hell, waiting, whispering your name.
I guess you're so certain you're going to hell.
So you fought to wrestle the world from the hands of the revolutionaries, only to surrender it to her.
I could use hell's weapons to fight for heaven. We'll find that they were the luckiest of us, the ones who didn't live to see it.
Yeah, you are completely gone, dude.
Yep.
Blue.
The first time I touched the other world, it felt like ripping a hole through the fabric of the world. I remember how scared I was of what I might draw out.
It's been holding you back.
I can feel them. Strange things on the other side. Creatures that want to get out.
But should you let him out? Oh, big puppy.
Big puppy indeed.
Cool.
He looks kind of like a Grim.
Yeah, it's not healing.
But control it if you fear it.
Less anger. There you go. Oh. Sweet.
Control it like I do with my birds. I need to harness some part of its nature. Be more like it. Powerful. Predatory. Deadly.
Okay. Someone's turning over a different leaf. Mommy, I'm a badass.
Maria, get out of the way.
Oh no.
Who are you?
What are you doing here?
I'm trying to save your daughter from you.
No, please. She's not like that.
I've seen hundreds of vampires in my life and they're all the same.
Oh shit.
No.
I'm sorry.
Okay, she stopped herself. Nice.
I don't want to kill you.
Good, that was the only way to show her. Just being able to stop yourself like that.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
It makes me sick looking at them. Knowing that he did this. Turned them all into night creatures. He needs to be stopped.
That's a night creature too.
She's the night creature.
How's that possible? Where's Maria?
She's off to kill Daddy.
She's going to the Abbey. Just go after her. I can't get there fast enough to save her.
Save her from what?
From what she's about to do. She's going to kill her father.
Look at all this. We're so close now.
To everything we've ever wanted.
I'll be back by sunset.
Is Paris always like this? I can feel the tension.
Something's about to happen.
Gonna save someone's life?
I think that's the king.
Not anymore.
Or not.
They're calling him Louis the Lost.
I'm all for beheading vampire aristos, people who are actually evil, but isn't this going a little far? It just doesn't seem completely fair to me. He wasn't a bad man. Even Maria says he wasn't a particularly bad king. And all these old families.
The Bourbons, the Belmonts.
Yes, they must seem rather lowly to you since you're related to an actual god.
It's not about good kings or bad kings. No one can reign innocently. This is the cost. This is the way we let change in.
Through the widow's window.
And tell me you're a royalist, too.
I'm a realist, but I'm also very old. I'm not saying that when you live for centuries, you stop caring. Enough rebellions and upheavals, and you notice the pattern. They start with hope, and end with bloodshed, and end with bloodshed.
What the hell? You need to get a grip. You need to tell people what's going on, what you're seeing.
Annette, what's wrong?
Man, on the plus side, at least it's quick.
Yeah. That was just a little bit unnecessary. Ooh, okay. So she's seen the Grim Reaper?
Oh, wow.
Uh-oh.
Victor, grab her.
Next episode's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Man, the new big-ass demon puppy that Maria can summon is awesome, although it's just sad, like she's gotta go, I don't know, to the dark side basically in order to control it and summon it.
Oh, I think Maria's all about the dark side now.
Yeah.
She's very on board for that. She's she's seen some things, she's been through some shit, and she's gone to the dark side. I think she'll come back, but she's gonna spend some time there first.
Do you think Grandpa Belmont gets there in time for her, stops her from killing her father?
Oh, I don't know. I kind of feel like he doesn't. I mean, she's got a bird carrying her there. Like, he's got to run through the forest and climb up a hill to get there. The odds are not in his favor.
Yeah.
And part of me also thinks that maybe Maria has to go a little bit too far to be able to rein herself back in.
Do you think that's possible? Or do you think that sometimes someone crosses a certain line and there's just no coming back from that?
I think that's true.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think killing her father is crossing that line.
Okay.
He did try to kill her. He's making an army of the dead to destroy the world. Like, it's not like she's going out and killing a puppy, like, for no reason whatsoever.
No,
like,
but it's still her father.
It is. So I think it's going to be crossing the line. I think she's going to be going too far, but not like beyond the point of no return. Like, you know, it's going to be that point that reminds her of, like, whoa, shit, I've lost my humanity. I need to find it again because this is too much.
Olrock's getting branded.
Oh, I did not like that.
No, I didn't like that either. He obviously hated it. I just have a feeling that's going to be Olrock's is the one that's going to ultimately kill Elizabeth. Or as someone in the comments said, was it like Onion Butthead?
Yes. Oh, I love that comment so much. That made my day. That really made my day.
Especially since we come up with nicknames for characters. I'm like, Onion Butthead, that's a great name.
Yes. Yes, and we are definitely borrowing that. This is going to become a part of our dialogue.
That's like almost worse than death for Olrock's, like having that. Like,
well, the thing
humiliation.
He's a vampire. That's going to be a brand that's going to be visible on his face for like all of eternity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's true that in humans, like our lifespan, when we have scars, they're visible on us too. So it sounds like I'm diminishing that, but at the same time, I'm looking at like, well, we live under 100 years. He lives for like all eternity.
Yeah.
The number of people who are going to see him branded like is magnified by that. And the number of times that he'll have to
be reminded of it. Yeah.
Be reminded of it or explain it. Yeah. Like generation after generation of humans who come and go. It's just, I don't know. It feels bigger for some reason.
Batfire Babe has got a pretty big ego thinking she could take Alucard down. It's like, oh yeah, we'll find Alucard. He's going to Paris and I'll take care of him.
Yeah. Sorry, but I look forward to watching her try. My money's on Alucard. Right? As cool as she is.
She is, and she is very cool, and we're glad she's back.
Although, her journey is so fascinating to me, from like healer priestess in a temple to then this flashback that we see where she's like crazy priestess in a temple, trying to create the reincarnation of Sekhmet, like chasing this idol, becoming the thing that she was fighting against. Like her journey is just a fascinating one. It's like the evolution of the human condition in all of its positives and horror, I feel like, in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Richter was a badass. I mean, he wasn't in this much, but like the one fighting scene that he had, it's cool to see.
Yes, very cool to see. And I'm glad that what we saw with him at the end, like I think he's beginning to pick up on what's going on with oh my god, her name is escaping me.
Annette.
Thank you, Annette. He's beginning to pick up what's going on with her. I feel like because of the way he was looking at her. Like, it's one thing when people have a nightmare, we all have nightmares. Bucky has nightmares sometimes during our episodes.
Yeah.
You know, like you can not get bothered by that. You know, you can think, oh, maybe they're under some stress or they watched a scary movie before bed. Doesn't necessarily mean something bigger and darker and sinister. But when you're having a waking dream and suddenly like your arms are flying out in front of you, like someone's pulling you and nothing's there, like
Freddy Krueger is involved and you need
come
to
on, Richter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at least like his face as he was very heavily concentrating on her to see what was going on with her in that last shot. I'm like, okay, Richter, I'm going to start questioning your intelligence if you don't pick up on what you just saw.
I told the story before. I'm going to tell it again just because I love it. So I was having a nightmare, and if you've seen Snuggle Puppy that Bucky has in some of our videos or whatever, it's this toy that he had like ever since he was a little puppy, and we bought more and more of it because he kind of like ends up chewing it and ripping it apart, but like he loves it and he parades it around and everything like that. Whenever he gets in trouble, he likes to bring it to us as well because like, hey, I'm cute, remember I got Snuggle Puppy. So I was having a nightmare, and I woke up out of it, and Bucky was standing over me, and he had the Snuggle Puppy in his mouth, and he was like trying to make me feel better.
He brought him Snuggle Puppy.
Yeah, because it was like, I mean, I talk in my dream, in my sleep, and like I like thrash around. It was an intense nightmare that I was having. I can't remember exactly what it was. All I just remember is seeing Bucky's face and Snuggle Puppy.
He was so worried about you.
Yeah. Anyways,
I mean, it was really cute. So what is going on with Annette? Like, what is this thing? It seemed to like you.
Her ancestors. It's like
Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but is like that a direct ancestor? Like he looks demonic.
Was he the god? Is he the one she's descended from? Like, but I thought she was. Yeah, I'm a little bit more confused on her backstory. And like what is going on with all this.
He seems to be collecting his soul, so the Grim Reaper element that you mentioned, but like he doesn't look like any Grim Reaper that I'm familiar with. So I'm like, okay, he's some sort of soul collector. Is he like the ultimate deity of the underworld? Is he like a Hades kind of situation? I'm curious about what the lore element here is and that connection, and I just feel very, very vague on it all right now.
I think we'll hopefully get a lot more answers on that in the next episode.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Good job on Tara being able to withhold her hunger and not killing Grandpa Belmont.
I mean, I think that was a really great scene to throw in there because for a moment there, I was afraid that Maria was going to have essentially the same situation as Richter, as when Richter was a child. And I was like, oh my God, are we going to have like a parallel situation here? And how horrible is that going to be? And how is Maria ever going to be able to have a relationship with her grandfather after watching her grandfather kill her mom? And like, I mean, just my anxiety was kind of like amped up at that because I was like, please don't hurt each other. Like, please just don't. And so finally, like, Tara looks like she's getting the better of Grandpa. And I'm like, yes, she's going to put a stop to it. But then her fangs come out and it's like, no, don't do this, please. So yeah, to exercise that degree of self-control was the only way that she could show Grandpa Belmont, like, I'm not the vampires you've met. I'm different.
Yeah. Because like at first I thought that Maria had stopped her at some point, but like even if that had happened, then the fight would have continued. But, like she really needed to be the one to stop because, like you said, to show that she was not like the other vampires. So thanks so much for watching this and supporting the channel. And if you want to continue some more support, you can go ahead and check out the little join button down below and join our YouTube membership. You'll get early access that way.
Yeah.
Also check out Patreon, links in the description of this video if you want our full watch along reactions and early ad-free access that way. Thanks so much for seeing our reaction for Castlevania Nocturne, but just keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.